What is up, Sooner Nation? Game one of the Super Regional is over, and it's a run roll Sooner style as the Sooners win it 11-3. Before we get started with this reaction video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on as you will want to know when we put out our videos. Also, check out Fanstop, fanstop.com. Use code SURGE. You'll get 10% off your first 3 months. Make sure you check that out. Officially licensed gear. Hunter, game one in the books, and kind of a weird game, to be honest with you, because OU bats were rocking tonight. 4 home runs for Oklahoma, Brito with 2, really almost 3 because her first at bat hit off the wall. She was swinging the bat well. Tiare started the barrage with her solo shot in the first inning. And then you had Kenzie Hansen going deep for 4 home runs for Oklahoma. And so there's 2 stories of the night for me, Hunter. It's the bats were alive. Even Torres with a double and Sydney Sanders stretching out, almost getting a double, but had a good hit. That's the 8 and 9 hole, both getting hits. So that's good to see. On the flip side, and I'm going to be pretty blunt about this performance from Kelly Maxwell. Kelly Maxwell got out of some jams a lot, but I beg to say this is probably one of her worst pitch games of the year because, Hunter, I know you didn't get to watch all of it, but the control, I mean, she was all over the place, inside, outside, high, low. I mean, 6 walks, 2 hit batters. Miraculously, OU gets out of this with 3 runs allowed. I mean, that's the shocking thing of the whole night is how the heck Florida State only scored 3 runs.
You look at the score, 11-3, and I think going into it, any fan would take that. The offense scored 11 runs, 11 hits, walked 8 times. Every batter in the starting lineup had at least 1 hit, other than Jada Coleman. But then you're looking at it on the other side for Kelly Maxwell. I still think it was a better night than her showings against OSU and Bedlam. But yes, it was one of the worst nights of the season for Maxwell. And she still held this very talented Florida State offense to 3 runs. They're averaging over like the last 33 games, they're averaging about 8 runs a game. You forced them to leave 8 runners on base. Again, help from the defense. It seems like every night Tiare Jennings, Alyssa Brito are making highlight plays on the left side of the infield. That happened again tonight. So Maxwell gets some help there. But, this is kind of what Oklahoma needed offensively for sure. 11 runs in the Super Regional, 5th Super Regional run rule in OU history per Chris Plank. So it's an interesting win, but at this time of the year, a win is a win, and the Sooners got it done in run roll fashion.
Yeah, a win is a win, and I'd have to look. I don't have it in front of me, but I think maybe the second inning was the only inning they got 3 up, 3 out against Florida State. I think every other inning, and maybe every one of those innings was a leadoff walk. I mean, it was just the control issue, which she's been unbelievable. Her control's been unbelievable, and I'm going to go back to the first inning because without Tiare Jennings, if Tiare Jennings does not get a glove on that ball and get that and throw Mudge out at third, that inning could maybe have been a big inning. I just think that was such a big play in the game because then you followed up at the end of that inning. Kelly Maxwell makes a really good play on a ball to get the runner out at first. They challenged it, but she was out. So I just think that's big because then you don't go down to the bottom of the first already down 1 or 2 runs. So that was I don't think that play can be talked about enough, how good of a play that was. Yes, base running mistake by Mudge to go, but it was a huge play for Tiare. Also, the time they had first and second no out and they did a bunt, it was a double play. Hit the ball in the air, bunt the ball in the air, Brito double play. That was huge. I mean, you can name many of times OU got out of the jams. And I think part of that was, OU made some great plays. Part of that was Florida State just not capitalizing on opportunities. I mean, you can't run to third there in that instance, and you can't bunt the ball in the air. So that was kind of and you saw what happened, though, Hunter. OU got to their bullpen early, and Katie barred the door because we all know that's been the struggle for Florida State has been pitching. And we talked about it, Hunter, before this series. We said OU's bat's got to be working. Florida State can hit the ball. OU's got to score. They did that tonight.
Yeah, and what's interesting about this whole thing is Maxwell having a bad night, mostly in the control area. 6 walked batters, 2 hit batters.
Yeah, only 4 hits.
Yeah, only 4 hits, and you look at who those hits came from for Florida State. Kaylee Mudge did not get a hit, reached once on a walk. Jasoni Beecham, no hits. Arguably the best freshman in the country, the best player on this Florida State team, and not able to get a hit against Maxwell. I think it's a type of game that can be cleaned up. I think it's something that Maxwell is going to learn from a lot from this big time game, super regionals, and to not have her stuff issuing a lot of free passes, but to have that trust of her defense and getting help in other ways from the other 8 fielders, and then as well just being able to not give up more than 4 hits. I mean, to strand 8 runners is big time, and when you're walking batters, it's very easy to get in your head and then give up a hit, and that's usually danger at that point because at least 1 run is usually going to score.
Yeah, and going over to the offensive side, I mean, what can you say about Tiare ties Chamberlain for the home runs? So that's awesome. And then Brito. I mean, you talk about, I mean, Brito can stay this. You know, she went through a stretch, if you remember her early in the year, where she was red freaking hot. And if she can get on that same tear right now, this is the best time to do it. And she today looked, I mean, those were bombs, and the double was a rope. So that's great. And Riley Boone had a huge bunt that she would have beat out anyway. They threw it. It was a bad throw. And that kind of opened up the floodgates because if you remember right, OU had the lead and 2-0. Florida State tied it 2-2. Right when you start that bottom of the inning, you have the home run from Brito, and then you get the 2 runs there because of Riley Boone's bunt. And so that kind of, to me, you stretch it out to 5-2. That kind of was like, okay, I think there's some breathing room. I think that's going to do it. So those just some few things on offense. Good to see Kenzie Hansen get a bomb as well.
Yeah, the seniors stepping up. Tiare Jennings now 5 home runs away from 100. It seems like that's I mean, I was looking at something today. I think she holds the record for the most home runs in a College World Series, which is 5. So I think it's going to be difficult for her to get there, but the way she's playing right now, entering Bedlam or throughout up until game 3 of Bedlam, she was 3 of her last 26. Statistically speaking, batting average wise, worst year of her career, which is crazy because she's batting. I'm sure if it updates, it's over 380 now. That's a very good year for anybody. And Tiare now clicking with the power again. Seems like it's 3 home runs in 4 postseason games right now for Tiare Jennings, and then like you mentioned, Alyssa Brito. The power surge is back, and it's the right time. And Kenzie Hansen, another captain, getting a 2-run bomb. It's a big time deal because all 3 of them have had slumps that none of them are really accustomed to entering the postseason or close to the postseasons, and now they're starting to snap out of it. And I mean, it showed tonight: 11 runs, 11 hits for Oklahoma.
Yeah, Tiare Jennings, when she hit that home run, 4 of her last 10 hits have been home runs, so she's been on a tear. Great to see 8 and 9 in the order. Torres and Sanders get hits and hit the ball hard. Torres hit one to the wall. I mean, it looked a lot better. So, and that's good for the Sooners. As Patty said, she needs one of those between Torres, Hodge, and Sanders. She needs one of them to really start playing, and I think it was good to see tonight. Hey, not many teams in college softball can walk that many batters and give that many free passes with hit by pitch and win the game 11-3. Sooner fans, we're lucky. It's a great team we're watching. And hey, one more win away from the World Series, and let's get it done tomorrow. We'll see, Hunter. Who do you think's going to start tomorrow? Deal or May?
I guess I think it should be Deal, but I mean, she hasn't pitched yet in the uh postseason, so I think it's going to be Nicole May and maybe Keeney and Monticelli possibly out of the pen. I don't know how that would work. I think the goal would obviously be another complete game and get it obviously done on Friday, not having to play that if game on Saturday.
Yeah, that would be great because Saturday weather does not look great. So
Yeah,
at all. So,
Saturday's looking like one of the seems like a
storm.
lot this year of
Yeah.
all
Need to
day.
get that tomorrow.
Yeah, all day David Payne show
Yeah.
on News 9. So that would be very tough to have to fit a softball game into that. So
Yes, let's get it done tomorrow. Hey, Sooner fans, thanks so much for watching this video. As always, please like, comment, tell us, hey, what were you most surprised about in this game? And maybe what stood out to you. Comment on that in the video for us. Appreciate you watching this. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Boomer.